Russian assault formations advanced into southern Pokrovsk under dense fog, using motorcycles, pickups, and light armored vehicles along the E50 highway. Ukrainian analysts and verified footage confirm the movement took place amid very limited visibility, which hampered drone reconnaissance on both sides. The poor weather created a short-lived window in which Russian units were able to move men and material directly into the urban area without sustained aerial observation. The operation reflects an adaptation in Russian tactics. Rather than massed armor, Moscow's forces relied on small mobile groups using civilian-type vehicles and fast transit through the fog to minimize detection. According to the Institute for the Study of War, Russian troops are advancing primarily from the east and south, while Ukrainian formations continue to hold the northern and western approaches. The ISW recorded 97 combat engagements around Pokrovsk in a single day, indicating that this sector remains one of the most active on the front. Open-source imagery, published on November 10th, shows Russian service members raising flags along the Pokrovsk-Dobropilya highway, though analysts describe these as limited incursions rather than confirmed territorial control. Fighting is concentrated inside the city and on its southern outskirts, where Ukrainian forces have launched counterattacks to prevent encirclement. Russian units are believed to maintain fire control over supply routes feeding into the pocket, complicating Ukrainian logistics. Ukraine's 7th Air Assault Corps reports that approximately 300 Russian soldiers are operating inside Pokrovsk, supported by reconnaissance elements and drone operators. Russian formations identified in this area include the 5th Motorized Rifle Brigade, the 137th Motorized Rifle Brigade, and components of the Sparta Battalion. Ukrainian positions remain active around Rodinsky and Mirnohrad, where localized counter-operations have slowed Russian movement. Speaking during a frontline address on November 4th, President Volodymyr Zelenskyy said the Russian army had been forced to push back the deadlines for capturing Pokrovsk and Dobropilya. He stated that Russian losses in these sectors and in Kupiansk were significant, adding that every Russian setback contributes to Ukraine's ability to defend its state.
The Russian army has once again been forced to push back the deadlines it had drawn up for itself for capturing our Pokrovsk and our Dobropilya. And every Russian loss in these very areas of the Donetsk region, on the border with our Dnipro region, and also in Kupiansk, every Russian loss contributes to our ability to defend our state, to protect our people, our independence.
Independent observers assess that the fog-assisted advance was intended to regain initiative rather than achieve an immediate breakthrough. While Russia has succeeded in moving additional troops into the city, Ukrainian counterstrikes and artillery fire continue to limit the rate of consolidation. ISW notes that both sides have sustained heavy losses and that Russian attempts to form a smaller sub-pocket inside Pokrovsk remain ongoing. As of mid-November, Pokrovsk remains one of the most contested zones in the Donetsk region. The city's status illustrates the evolving nature of the conflict, where weather conditions, drone activity, and rapid tactical shifts influence outcomes as much as terrain itself. With neither side achieving full control, the battle for Pokrovsk continues to determine the balance of the central front.